and imagine in such cases it never would have found. I'm very lucky to live where I do. Someone said Hashimoto sounds like such a weeb disease. Maybe I got Hashimoto from watching too much anime. Hashimoto-kun. If left untreated, hypothyroidism can lead to enlarged heart and possibly heart failure. Mental health issues, depression may occur early in Hashimoto's disease, and they become more severe over time. Yeah, but the key emphasis there is left untreated. As long as it's diagnosed and you treat it, nothing happens. So I'm fine. Summit 1G's interest in speedrunning. Summit 1G is practicing Max Payne 3 speedruns. Yeah, it's... For those who don't know, Summit has always had an interest in speedrunning. He speedran Ocarina of Time back in the day. Like when he was a popular streamer, like it wasn't before he became popular, he was like just suddenly out of the blue he started doing 80% Ocarina of Time. And while he was doing that, and when I got past 50% world record, I was watching him play GTA 5 casually, and he was really enjoying it. Like he was on Mr. Phillips and dying over and over again because he didn't know that he could use Trevor's special ability. It was quite funny, really. He also died a lot and failed a lot during Carbine Rapid, which was also kind of funny. But
good to be back.
I'd just gotten world record for Classic Percent, and I was feeling good, so I donated him $5. And I said to him, like, because no, I don't know what I said exactly. I mentioned that I ran the game or something. He's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna check out GTA 5 speedruns. I think I might enjoy doing that or something. And the second he said that, I thought there's no fucking way Summit is ever going to speedrun a game that's, you know, over 6 hours or whatever. It's never gonna fucking happen. But yeah, I've actually avoided his streams of him speedrunning Max Payne because I want to play that game myself. I do eventually end up want to play all the Max Payne games. The risk of only making content on YouTube. My concern with YouTube streaming is how many people the algorithm strikes for no good reason, cutting off their income. If you get your income from them, they can break you by accident, have no person to talk to fix it. I have a person from YouTube now that I can send emails to, although they don't respond super quickly. And I don't know what level they could help me with that problem. You've got to understand how many people are on YouTube. You will hear about the cases where people are banned unjustly, but it's just a company that size with that many billions of accounts. There are gonna be some people who fall through the cracks and get unjustly reprimanded or sanctioned in some way. The odds of that happening to me personally is quite low. At least in this current iteration of YouTube. I can't remember what big content creator said it first, but people on YouTube don't get demonetized as much as some creators want you to believe. As I say, if me, a guy who swears constantly, who plays a violent video game constantly, has been demonetized like 10 times in like 1,000 videos. I've had videos be unmonetized and demonetized, but the most content creators aren't experiencing that kind of stuff. It's a particular sort of content creator, politically inflammatory content creators, or people who talk about guns or drugs or things like that. It's a very minor group of people who suffer such things. The concern, of course, of me moving to YouTube, which I'm not necessarily going to do, it's just a thing I talk about sometimes, is yeah, I would have all my eggs in one basket at that point, which is certainly something you don't want to do. Then it just becomes down to a question of, am I actually going to gain streaming on YouTube versus streaming on Twitch? And if I am going to gain, is that gain worth the risk of putting all my eggs in one basket? And I don't know how to make that assessment currently, especially because I don't have any information, like I haven't done a test stream or something on YouTube. I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to do that. I would definitely weigh my options, but at this current moment of time, I've got bigger shit going on than potentially changing streaming platform. I've got diagnosed with some disease, raffles, suicide, my roommate's moving out, I'm going to be moving my stuff into other rooms and stuff. I got other things to be thinking about. Finishing my no-hit run. This will be something I think about way later. And I like Twitch, as I say. I think streaming on Twitch is better than streaming on YouTube. It's just a question of thinking about the long term for me and my channel as to whether or not I make that move. Like, I think currently Twitch is still best for me. It's just a question of how long will that be the case, and is moving before it is the case more advantageous for me? And I don't really think it is, because let's say in the future there's some rush for everyone to move to YouTube for live streaming. I don't think getting in before that is particularly advantageous, because on YouTube, people don't really discover live streams. It's more that people watch the live streams of content creators that they're already subscribed to. So getting in before that rush is not going to make my discoverability significantly higher or something. It'll just be, yeah, I just think it used to be better for me to wait until I'm certain that it's a better move and then move if I ever do, which may never be the case. I'm doing well enough that I don't need to rock the boat of my life to make such changes. But as I said in that email that I sent Recful back in 2018, there is very little that I won't do outside of hurting someone else to maintain my live streaming career, because it means so much to me. You guys mean so much to me. If you want to read that email, understand a little bit more why. But yeah, that's the only reason I would consider moving to YouTube, if I believe that somehow the longevity of my streaming was, that move was necessary to maintain it. You know, doing questions and answers. When do I do Q&As? Doing Q&As too frequently, it is not great, because it just means that, because all Q&As contain repeat questions, but if I'm answering the same questions every couple of weeks, people won't want to watch the Q&A footage, or listen to it, because like, yeah, I've heard all this shit before. I would like to do a Q&A like once every 6 months or something. As a general rule, considering how I stream every day and people can talk to me about whatever they want to, there shouldn't be that much that you'd have to wait for a Q&A for, you know? Certainly, as things are a bit more hectic these days, the odds of me seeing your question are lower than they used to be. There's